we're going to continue our study of Old Testament characters
Nadaljevali bomo s proučevanjem starozaveznih likov,
so that we can get a picture, a timeline of the Old Testament.
da lahko dobimo širšo sliko stare zaveze.
Tonight our character is Jožef.
In danes večer je na naši časovnici na vrsti Jožef.
If you have your Bibles, please turn to Genesis chapter 50.
Če imate svoje sveta pismo, obrnite v prvo Mojzesovo poglavje 50.
And we're just going to read one key text here.
In tu bomo prebrali eno ključno besedilo.
And as we go through our study of Jožef,
In ko preučujemo Jožefa,
we could talk about many things.
bi lahko govorili o mnogo stvari.
Actually, Jožef with Daniel are my two favorite characters in the Bible.
Jožef je poleg Daniela eden izmed mojih najljubših likov svetega pisma,
Because he was such a faithful man
saj je bil tako zvest,
and was not treated very well.
pa vendar z njim niso dobro ravnali.
And so we could talk about many things. He was a type of Christ. We're not going to talk about that.
Lahko bi govorili o mnogo stvarih, bil je na nek način podoba Kristusa, ampak ne bomo govorili o tem.
But I just want to focus on these two ideas.
Rad bi se osredotočil na dve ideji,
We will discuss a timeline,
ko bomo razpravljali o časovnici,
and then this idea of how God was with Jožef
oziroma prvič ideja časovnice in drugič, kako je bil Bog z Jožefom,
because Jožef was with God.
saj je bil Jožef z Bogom.
And then the second key idea is
In potem druga ključna ideja je,
that Jožef was able to forgive.
da je Jožef lahko odpustil.
Incredibly.
To je neverjetno
He's a great example for us.
in nam je lahko res velik zgled.
So let's read Genesis chapter 20 and we're going to verses 19-21. Sorry, Genesis 50, you're right.
Pogledamo torej prvo Mojzesovo poglavje 50, vrstice 19 do 21. Pravi tako. Jožef jim je rekel, ne bojte se, sem mar jaz namesto Boga? Hoteli ste mi sicer storiti hudo, Bog pa je to obrnil na dobro, da naredi to, kar je očitno danes, da ohrani pri življenju številno ljudstvo. Ne bojte se torej, poskrbel bom za vas in za vaše otroke. Tako jih je tolažil in jim govoril na srce.
Amen.
Amen.
Shall we pray?
Molimo,
Father,
Oče,
Lord, here in your servant Jožef,
Gospod, ko poslušamo tvojega služabnika
there is
Jožefa,
such a great example of forgiveness.
vidimo velik zgled odpuščanja.
The way he forgives is like you forgive.
Način, kako je on odpustil, je kako ti
But
odpuščaš.
sometimes it's not the way we forgive.
Ampak včasih to ni način, kako mi
And so we
odpuščamo.
have much to learn.
Zato se imamo veliko za naučiti
And we say we need your Holy Spirit
in pravimo, da potrebujemo tvojega svetega
to
duha,
help us, Father,
da nam pomaga,
to
Oče,
release those hurts and those wounds.
da nas odreši vseh bolečin in ran.
So we say, come, Holy Spirit,
Zato pravimo, pridi sveti duh,
breathe on our lives
vdihni v naše življenje.
in Jesus' holy name.
V Jezusovem svetem imenu.
Amen.
Amen.
We all have a story to tell.
Mi vsi imamo zgodbo za povedati
I imagine that as soon as we mention forgiveness,
in verjamem, da takoj, ko omenimo besedo odpuščanje,
thoughts of people come across our mind.
se v naših mislih naslikajo številni ljudje.
Perhaps certain individuals,
Morda so to določeni posamezniki,
perhaps certain situations.
morda pa so to določene
The
situacije.
potential list of offenses is probably endless.
Potencialen seznam žalitev je verjetno neskončen.
An offense from someone you do not know
In žalitev od nekoga, ki ga ne poznate,
is one thing.
je ena stvar.
But disloyalty and abuse
Nezvestoba in zloraba
from those who are close to you,
teh, ki so blizu vam,
those ones who are expected to take care for you,
teh, ki naj bi skrbeli za vas,
is quite another thing.
pa je povsem druga stvar.
Yeah, it is said that people can only hurt you if you let them. Yeah,
Pravijo, da vas ljudje lahko prizadanejo le, če jim to dopustite.
this is true to some extent.
In to je do neke mere
And
res.
those closest to us
Tisti, ki so nam najbližje,
can hurt us the most.
pa nas lahko najbolj
I
prizadanejo.
would put a preface on this as I talk about forgiveness,
In tu bi naredil en poudarek, ko govorimo o odpuščanju.
and I've said this before in the church.
To sem v cerkvi že rekel v preteklosti.
We don't believe in hiding anything.
Mi ne verjamemo v to, da bi karkoli skrivali.
If somebody is abused in terms of child abuse or breaking the law,
Če je kakšna zloraba v smislu zlorabe otroka ali kršitve zakona,
then we'll be happy to help you confess that to the police. Yeah?
vam bomo pomagali to priznati policiji.
We'll stand with you, but we won't hide those types of things.
Stali bomo z vami, ne bomo pa teh stvari skrivali.
So when we're talking about forgiveness,
Ko torej govorimo o odpuščanju,
I'm not saying anything, I'm not talking about hiding people's wrong behavior.
ne govorim o tem, da bi skrivali napačna dejanja posameznikov.
Let us just look through a quick timeline of Joseph.
Naredimo hiter pregled Jožefove časovnice.
The story in the Bible of Joseph begins at age 17.
Leta 70 se začne Jožefova zgodba. Okay.
He was out of favor with his brothers.
Izgubil je naklonjenost svojih bratov.
He was the favored son of his father.
Bil je najljubši sin svojega očeta.
And perhaps we as fathers, we can see how not to act when we look at Jacob.
In kot očetje lahko vidimo, kako ne ravnamo, ko gledamo Jakoba.
He favored one son over the others.
Enega sina je postavil pred vse druge in ga imel raje kot ostale.
And he caused jealousy and hatred.
In tako je povzročil ljubosumje in sovraštvo.
Actually, in Genesis 37, we get this idea 3 times that the brothers hated Joseph.
V prvi Mojzesovi knjigi, poglavje 37, trikrat vidimo, kako so bratje sovražili Jožefa.
He had these 2 dreams,
Imel je dvoje sanj
and he was maybe naive in telling his brothers and his family.
in morda je bil nekoliko naiven, ko je te sanje podelil s svojimi brati in svojimi starši.
But it shows us how Joseph was gifted.
Nam pa to pokaže, kako nadarjen je bil Jožef.
Joseph was sold by his brothers to Ishmaelite traders.
Jožefovi bratje so ga prodali Izmaelcem,
He was sold for 20 shekels.
prodan je bil za 20 šeklov
The minimum that you could actually sell was 20 shekels.
in to je bil pravzaprav minimum za cene, za katero ste lahko nekoga prodali v tem
So it
času.
perhaps indicates that his brothers were really trying to sell him.
In tu vidimo namig, da so se bratje res trudili, da bi Jožefa prodali.
It reflects the hardness of their hearts.
In tu vidimo trdoto njihovih src.
In Egypt, Joseph was purchased by Potiphar.
Ko je prišel v Egipt, je Jožefa kupil Potifar.
The Bible says God was with Joseph
Svetopismo pravi, da je bil Bog z Jožefom
and blessed what his hand touched.
in je blagoslavljal vse, česar se je Jožefova roka dotaknila.
And we get the famous incident with Potiphar's wife.
In potem vidimo zelo znan dogodek s Potifarjevo ženo.
In Genesis 39,
To beremo v 39. poglavju
I
prve
think it's
Mojzesove.
worthy that we just read what she said to him
Poglejmo samo to, kaj je ona rekla Jožefu
and his response.
in potem njegov odgovor.
In verse 7,
Se pravi 39 vrstica
she
7
said,
beremo.
lie with me.
Je rekla, lezi z menoj,
And he replied,
pa je odgovoril,
behold, because of me, my master has no concern about anything in the house.
glej, moj gospodar se ne meni ob meni za nič v hiši
And he has put everything that he has in my charge.
in vse, kar ima, je dal meni v roke.
Verse 9.
Vrstica 9.
He is not greater in this house than I am,
Sam ni večji od mene v tej hiši
nor he has kept back anything from me except you,
in ničesar mi ni odrekel, razen tebe,
because you are his wife.
ker si njegova žena.
How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?
Kako naj torej storim tako veliko hudobijo in se pregrešim zoper Boga?
Notice very importantly,
Tu opazimo nekaj zelo pomembnega.
she tried to entice him with 2 Hebrew words, lie with me.
Potifarjeva žena ga poskuša zapeljati z 2 besedama, lezi z menoj, oziroma 3.
In his answer,
V njegovem odgovoru
he responded, yes, a longer answer,
je on odgovoril, daljši odgovor.
but Joseph saw the blessings that had come to him.
Ampak Jožef je prepoznal blagoslov, ki je bil nad njim.
In his moment of testing,
V njegovem trenutku preizkušnje
he recognized the position of blessing in which he lived.
je prepoznal blagoslov položaja, v katerem je on živel.
Very important.
To je zelo pomembno.
Everything was under his authority, he said.
Vse je pod mojo avtoriteto, pravi Jožef.
Joseph recognized God's blessing,
Jožef prepoznava Božji blagoslov
and in the time of trial, this was key to victory.
in v času preizkušnje, v trenutku preizkušnje je to ključnega pomena.
It's key to your victory also.
To je ključnega pomena tudi za vašo
That
zmago.
you recognize the blessings that you have from God
Da prepoznavate blagoslove, ki vam jih daje sam Bog.
in your moment of trial.
In to morate prepoznati v svojem trenutku
You see,
preizkušnje.
Joseph emphasized God's blessing.
Jožef poudarja Božji blagoslov.
If you go back to Genesis 3,
Če se vrnemo v 1. Mojzesovo
where
3,
Eve actually was tempted and then sinned,
ko je najprej Eva skušana in potem dejansko greši,
she minimized God's blessing.
je ona postavila Božji blagoslov na
Oh,
minimum.
it's only a little bit like this.
Ja, malo je bilo tako.
Joseph said, no, God has blessed me.
Jožef pa pravi, ne, Bog me je blagoslovil.
Brothers and sisters, God has blessed you.
Bratje in sestre, Bog vas je
God has
blagoslovil.
blessed you.
Bog vas je
And if you
blagoslovil.
remember your blessing,
In če imate v spominu svoj blagoslov,
you are on the first step to not falling into the trial.
ste na prvem koraku, da ne padete v past na preizkušnji.
Amen.
Amen?
Oh, we should say amen.
Morali bi reči amen.
Hallelujah, yeah. Because this is a great victory for us.
To je namreč velika zmaga za nas.
God has ordained that thankfulness is our protection.
Bog je naročil oziroma naredil tako, da je hvaležnost naša zaščita.
A person who's thankful in their heart.
Oseba, ki je trdna v svojem
Man,
srcu,
we have a lot. We can be thankful for the snow.
oziroma ki je hvaležna v svojem srcu, imamo veliko, lahko smo hvaležni za sneg.
Maybe you don't like it,
Morda vam ni všeč,
but the children do.
ampak otrokom pa je.
We have a warm place,
Imamo toplo kraj, imamo vroč čaj,
a good clothes.
imamo dobra oblačila,
We are blessed.
blagoslovljeni smo.
Thank you, Jesus.
Hvala Jezus.
Notice secondly,
Drugič opazimo,
that Joseph said it would be a great sin against God.
da Jožef pravi, to bi bil velik greh proti Bogu.
You see, there was this conversation that led up to this rejection.
Tu je cel pogovor, ki vodi k tej zavrnitvi.
Some people think,
Nekateri menijo,
no victim, no sin.
če ni žrtve, ni greha.
Nobody's hurt,
Nihče ni bil prizadet,
no problem.
ni problema.
But Joseph recognized
Ampak Jožef prepoznava,
that God is always with us.
da je Bog vedno z nami.
He is always watching.
On vedno gleda.
When temptation gets big,
Ko skušnjava postane res velika,
we tend to start minimizing God's blessing.
začnemo zmanjševati Božji blagoslov
We maximize our troubles
in na maksimum postavimo svoje težave
and we forget God is watching.
in takrat pozabimo, da Bog gleda.
Genesis 40,
1. Mojzesova 40,
Pharaoh was angry with two officials.
ko je bil faraon jezen na dva uradnika,
He put them in the jail
jo je dal v zapor.
where Joseph was.
In tudi Jožef je bil v tem zaporu.
They had a dream each.
Vsak od teh dveh uradnikov oziroma dvorjanov je imel sanje.
Actually, tradition tells us that these two, the cupbearer and the baker,
Po tradiciji je bil en točaj, drug je bil pa pek.
that they were in a plot to overthrow the Pharaoh.
In tradicija pravi, da sta bila del zarote, ko naj bi strmoglavili faraona.
An investigation revealed that the cupbearer was innocent, so he got his job back.
In preiskava je pokazala, da je bil točaj nedolžen, zato je dobil nazaj svojo službo.
But the baker was guilty, so he got death.
Pek pa je bil kriv, zato so ga usmrtili.
Joseph interpreted the dream correctly,
Jožef je pravilno prerokoval sanje
and they got out. Or one died, one got his job back.
in posledično, oziroma kasneje je eden dejansko umrl, drug je pa dobil nazaj svojo službo.
And Joseph was there for another 2 years.
Jožef pa je bil v zaporu še 2 leti.
Would be easy to get bitter.
Zelo enostavno bi Jožef postal
Easy to
zagrenjen.
forget your blessing.
Enostavno bi mu bilo pozabiti na svoj blagoslov.
Genesis 41,
1. Mojzesova 41.
Pharaoh has 2 dreams.
Faraon ima dvoje sanj.
No, and we know the story, so we won't go through all the details.
Zgodbo poznamo, tako da ne bomo šli v podrobnosti.
Joseph, the cupbearer remembered that Joseph was the interpreter of dreams,
Točaj se je spomnil, da je Jožef interpretiral sanje.
and the king, he wanted somebody to tell him what his dream meant.
Faraon pa je potreboval nekoga, ki bi mu razložil, kaj njegove sanje pomenijo.
Remember, king had a dream about fat cows and skinny cows.
Spomnimo se, da je sanjal o debelih in suhih kravah.
Then he had a dream about fat wheat sheaves and skinny wheat sheaves or a wheat crop.
Potem je imel sanje o debelih snopih pšenice in o tankih snopih pšenice.
Nobody could interpret the dream.
Ampak nihče mu ni znal razložiti teh sanj.
And the cupbearer remembered.
Točaj pa se je spomnil.
He said, "Oh, Mr. King, Mr. Pharaoh,
Rekel je, gospod kralj, gospod
I
faraon,
remember a guy in prison. He interpreted my dream for me.
spomnil sem se tega človeka v zaporu, on je interpretiral moje sanje.
Bring him," said the king.
Pripeljite ga, je rekel faraon.
Notice Joseph's words.
Poglejmo pa Jožefove besede.
He's very careful how he speaks.
On je zelo previden, kako govori.
Joseph says it is beyond his power to interpret a dream.
Jožef je rekel, da je nad njegovo zmožnostjo, da bi interpretiral
do it.
sanje. On tega ne zmore,
But God can do it.
ampak Bog lahko to naredi.
You know, it's very interesting how Joseph focuses the glory on God.
Zanimivo je, kako Jožef osredotoča vso slavo na Boga.
He was humble.
On je bil
He
ponižen,
walked in the fear of God.
hodil je v strahu
He
Božjem.
didn't say, "Oh, let me see if God will give me the interpretation."
Ni rekel, naj vidim, če bo Bog dal meni interpretacijo.
You know, 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine.
Sledilo je 7 let obilja in 7 let lakote.
Joseph interpreted the dream,
Jožef je razložil sanje
and the Pharaoh was so amazed
in faraon je bil tako osupel,
that he made Joseph ruler.
da je Jožefa postavil za vladarja.
Lifted him out of jail
Povzdignil ga je iz ječe
and made him the prime minister.
in ga naredil za neke vrste
All in
predsednika
one day.
vlade. Vse v enem dnevu.
Oh, that would be great. God lifts you out of your humble circumstances,
O, to bi bilo super, da vas Bog povzdigne iz vaših skromnih okoliščin
puts you in the place he wants you. Yes?
in vas postavi na mesto, kjer vas on hoče.
Genesis 42.
Prva Mojzesova
The
42.
famine was severe in Egypt.
V Egiptu je bila lakota res močna oziroma velika
It was also affecting Canaan.
in ta lakota je vplivala tudi na Kanaan.
And Jacob told the other sons to go down and get some food.
In Jakob je rekel svojim preostalim sinovom, naj gredo dol in dobijo nekaj hrane.
But he wouldn't allow Benjamin to go down.
Ni pa dovolil, da bi šel Benjamin z njimi.
And we know the story.
Zgodbo poznamo.
They went down there. Joseph recognized them.
Bratje so šli v Kanaan, Jožef jih je v Egipt, Jožef jih je prepoznal.
He didn't tell who he was,
Ni se jim razodel, ni se jim razkril, kdo on je.
but he inquired of them.
Je pa povprašal o njih,
And they told him about the brother that was not there, Benjamin.
oziroma pri njih, in povedali so mu o bratu, ki ni bil z njimi, o Benjaminu.
And so Joseph was testing them.
Jožef jih je preizkušal.
And of course he accused them of being spies.
Obtožil jih je tega, da so vohuni.
Told them, unless you bring down your 12th brother,
In jim je rekel,
Benjamin,
če ne pripeljete svojega 12. brata Benjamina,
then Simeon will have to stay in jail.
bo Simeon ostal v ječi.
It's interesting to me that they just left Simeon in jail and they went home, yeah.
Zanimivo mi je, da so Simeona preprosto pustili v ječi in so šli domov.
And they didn't go back for Simeon until they ran out of food again.
In niso se vrnili pon, dokler jim ni spet zmanjkalo hrane.
In chapter 43,
Poglavje 43,
they ran out of food.
zmanjkalo jim je hrane.
And eventually Jacob's telling them, you've got to go back.
In potem jim Jakob končno reče, morate se vrniti.
At first he said, no, they can't take Benjamin.
Sprva je rekel, ne morate vzeti Benjamina.
But after a while,
Po določenem času
he said, oh, clearly we're going to die. You have to go. Take Benjamin.
pa je rekel, očitno bomo umrli, pojdite, vzemite Benjamina.
Notice you're starting to see a change in the brother's attitude.
In tu vidimo začetek spremembe v odnosu bratov.
Judah says this time he will personally guarantee his safety.
Juda tokrat pravi, da bo on osebno garantiral za njegovo varnost.
Scripture is pointing out the change in both the heart of Judah and Reuben.
Sveto pismo tako izpostavlja spremembo Jude in Rubena oziroma v njunih srcih.
Because they were the brothers involved in the selling of Joseph in the first place.
Namreč Juda in Ruben sta bila brata, ki sta v prvi vrsti posredovala pri prodaji Jožefa.
Remember, Reuben thought he'll come back and try and rescue Joseph.
Spomnimo se, da se je Ruben hotel vrniti in rešiti Jožefa,
He didn't stand up for his brother.
ni pa se postavil za svojega brata.
And Judah,
Juda
he was the one that hatched the plan to sell him.
pa je bil ta, ki je sploh začel načrtno neko prodajo
And
Jožefa.
slowly now we see their hearts changing.
In sedaj počasi vidimo, kako se njuni srci spreminjata.
Chapter 44,
Poglavje 44.
the brothers go back down to Egypt.
Bratje se vrnejo v Egipt,
They convince Joseph
prepričajo Jožefa,
He lets Simeon go,
Simeona spusti,
but this time he puts the silver cup in the sack of the youngest brother.
tokrat pa postavi srebrno čašo v vrečo najmlajšega brata.
Joseph sets up a trap for his brothers.
Jožef je svojim bratom nastavil past
And he's asking the question, are they still the same?
in se sprašuje, a so še vedno isti,
Or have their hearts changed?
ali so se njihova srca spremenila.
Look at chapter 44, verse 33.
Poglejmo poglavje 44, vrstica 35.
They have been caught. Joseph here, or the guards want to take Benjamin back and put him in the jail.
Dobili so jih in varnostnik hoče odpeljati najmlajšega brata v ječo.
And Judah steps up and takes responsibility.
Juda pa se tokrat izpostavi in prevzame odgovornost.
Now, therefore, please let your servant remain here instead of the boy.
Pravi, naj torej zdaj prosim tvoj služabnik ostane na mesto mladeniča.
Verse 34.
In potem 34.
For
vrstica.
how can I go back to my father if the boy is not with me?
Kako naj namreč grem brez mladeniča k očetu?
All those years ago, they didn't worry what Jacob was going to think of Joseph.
Pred mnogimi leti jih ni prav nič skrbelo, kaj si bo Jakob mislil glede Jožefa.
But now we see their hearts change.
Zdaj pa vidimo, da so njihova srca drugačna.
Joseph notices their hearts change.
In Jožef opazi spremembo njihovih src.
Chapter 45.
Poglavje 45.
When Joseph sees a change in heart,
Ko je Jožef videl spremembo srca,
he reveals himself to his brothers.
se je razodel svojim bratom.
Look at his words, he says in 45:5.
Poglejte njihove besede, pravi.
And now do not be distressed or angry with yourselves,
Ne bodite razburjeni,
because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life.
toda zdaj se nikar ne žalostite in si ne očitajte, da ste me prodali sem, kajti Bog me je poslal pred vami, da vas ohrani pri življenju.
Notice in this text, if you read through the chapter,
Če boste brali celotno poglavje, boste opazili,
Joseph says it was 3 times that God sent him.
da Jožef pravi, da jih je Bog poslal 3-krat,
Ahead of you,
oziroma da ga je poslal 3-krat pred
to
vami,
preserve your lives.
da bi ohranil vaše življenje.
It's an incredible story of forgiveness.
In to je neverjetna zgodba odpuščanja.
Chapter 46,
Poglavje 46,
Jacob and the family journey to Egypt.
Jakob in njegova družina potujejo v Egipt.
Chapter 47,
Poglavje 47,
Jacob meets Pharaoh.
Jakob spozna faraona.
Chapter 48,
Poglavje 48,
Jacob blesses his grandsons.
Jakob blagoslavlja svoje vnuka.
Chapter 49,
Poglavje 49,
Jacob blesses his sons and dies.
Jakob blagoslavlja svoje sinove in hčere.
Genesis 50,
In potem 1. Mojzesova 50,
Joseph takes his father's dead body back to Canaan for burial.
Jožef vzame truplo svojega mrtvega očeta in ga odpelje nazaj v Kanaan.
There's 2 applications I want us to see in the story of
V,
Joseph.
v tej zgodbi bi rad videl, da vidimo 2 uporabi.
Firstly,
Prvič,
God was with Joseph because Joseph was with God.
Bog je bil z Jožefom, ker je Jožef bil z Bogom.
God made Joseph to prosper
Bog je omogočil Jožefu, da je uspeval,
because Joseph honored God.
saj je Jožef častil Boga.
God was with Joseph in times of flourishing.
Bog je bil z Jožefom v dobrih časih.
He was blessed as a slave in jail
Jožef je bil res blagoslovljen kot sužen in v ječi.
and as a ruler.
In Bog je bil z Jožefom tudi, ko je bil on vladar.
God was with Joseph in times of temptation,
Bog je bil z Jožefom v času skušnjave
and it was through that temptation,
in po tej skušnjavi
as Joseph looked to the blessings of God,
je Jožef gledal na blagoslove Boga,
that he was able to endure.
ki jih je lahko obdržal.
God is faithful in suffering.
Bog je zvest v trpljenju
Joseph was able to honor God.
in Jožef je bil zmožen častiti Boga.
You see, we easily understand that God is with us in times of flourishing.
Ko nam gre dobro, je res enostavno razumeti, da je Bog z nami.
But it's a poor theology
Slaba teologija pa pride
and suffering
in tudi trpljenje sledi,
that sometimes causes us to question God's goodness
ko preoprašujemo Božjo dobroto
in our suffering.
v sredi našega trpljenja.
God is with you when you are being tempted.
Bog je z vami, ko ste skušani.
God is with you in your suffering.
Bog je z vami v vašem trpljenju.
And through the story of Joseph, we see that.
In po Jožefovi zgodbi to vidimo.
And if we understand that God is with us in the suffering,
In če razumemo, da je Bog z nami sredi trpljenja,
then it affects our behavior, doesn't it?
bo to vplivalo na naše obnašanje,
The
kaj ne?
problem is,
Težava pa nastane,
we so quickly,
ko tako hitro
when difficulties come,
sredi težav
we say, God, you've forgotten about me.
rečemo, Bog, ti si pozabil
Where
name.
are you?
Kje si?
But just like God is with Joseph.
Ampak tako kot je bil Bog z Jožefom,
When that Potiphar's wife was trying to seduce him,
ko ga je skušala Potifarjeva žena zapeljati,
God is with us.
je Bog tudi z nami.
When we're being tempted,
Ko smo mi skušani,
maybe it's not in that same way,
morda ni na isti način,
but we get tempted.
ampak smo skušani.
And when we get tempted, we think, oh, where's God?
In ko smo skušani, vprašamo, kje je Bog?
Oh, God didn't help me now.
A Bog mi tokrat ni
Oh,
pomagal.
he's forgotten.
Bog je pozabil
Oh,
name.
he's not even watching.
A Bog niti ne gleda.
Oh, nobody's going to get hurt on this.
A sredi tega, v tem nihče ne bo prizadet.
God was with Joseph
Bog je bil z Jožefom,
because Joseph was with God.
ker je bil Jožef z Bogom.
He was able to look and see the blessings
Lahko je gledal in videl blagoslov
in the trial.
sredi preizkušnje oziroma sredi težkih časov.
Secondly, and I think for me the greatest lesson is that
Drugič in zame največja lekcija,
Joseph was able to forgive.
Jožef je bil zmožen odpustiti.
Forgiveness is deciding to live with the consequence
Odpuščanje je izbira, da živimo s posledicami
of another person's mistake.
napak nekoga drugega.
Deciding to release them
To je odločitev, da jih spustimo
from the obligations of payment.
od obveznosti poplačila.
It is a choice
To je izbira,
to set them free.
da jih osvobodimo.
You bless them
Blagoslovite jih
and ask God to bless them.
in prosite Božjega blagoslova nad njimi.
And this is the text we read in Genesis 50, 19, 21.
Besedilo, ki ga beremo v 50. poglavju, vrstice 19 do 21,
I want to point you to a book written by R.T. Kendall.
to kažejo. In rad bi vas usmeril k knjigi, ki jo je napisal
R.T. Kendall.
Arti Kendall.
And for me, it's one of the books on the top of the shelf.
In to je ena izmed knjig, ki je na vrhu moje police.
It's an incredible book about forgiveness.
To je res neverjetna knjiga o odpuščanju.
And he has a chapter in there called How Do You Know That You Have Forgiven?
Tam notri najdemo eno poglavje, ki nosi naslov Kako veste, da ste odpustili.
And he identifies 7 ways
In on prepozna 7
that you
načinov,
know you have forgiven. Now, if I say, have we forgiven?
kako veste, da ste odpustili. Če jaz rečem, a ste odpustili?
Yep, for sure, we all put up our hands. Yep.
Ja, vsi
Oh,
dvignemo
forgiven,
roke.
No problem.
Vsi smo odpustili,
Everybody's
ni
forgiven.
problema. Vsem je odpuščeno.
But I think if we hold those same situations and go through this little list here,
Če pa vzamemo to isto situacijo in gremo skozi seznam, ki je tukaj,
maybe we say, oh, we've got some work to do.
bomo morda rekli, malo moramo še delati na tem.
And don't worry,
Brez skrbi.
it's good if this is revealed to us.
Dobro je, če nam je to razodeto.
So how do you know you're fully forgiven?
Kako torej veste, da ste popolnoma odpustili?
Firstly,
Prvič,
you don't let anyone know what someone else did to you.
ne širite naprej o tem, kar so vam storili.
When you forgive someone,
Ko ste nekomu odpustili,
you protect them from their own mistakes.
jih boste zaščitili pred njihovimi lastnimi
Oh, I
napakami.
forgive Brother Joe.
Ja, odpustil sem bratu
He took some
Jožefu,
money off me, but I forgive him anyway.
nekaj denarja mi je sicer vzel, ampak vseeno mu odpuščam.
He was nasty, but I forgive him anyway.
Bil je nesramen, ampak še vseeno mu odpuščam.
Well, that's not total forgiveness according to... It's remembering their sin against them.
Glede na kriterije, to ni popolno odpuščanje, ker se jih spominjamo po njihovih grehih.
Notice Joseph did not tell Pharaoh what his brothers had done.
Vidimo, da Jožef faraonu ni povedal o tem, kar so mu bratje storili.
There is a great temptation sometimes to retell our story.
Včasih se znajdemo v veliki preizkušnji oziroma skušnjavi, da bi svojo zgodbo govorili naprej.
To remind people how good you are
Da bi ljudi opomnili, kako dobri ste vi,
because you've forgiven them.
saj ste odpustili njim.
Secondly,
Drugič,
do not allow anyone to be afraid of you or intimidated by you.
Ne dovolite, da se vas kdo boji ali da se počuti ogroženega zaradi vas.
Notice Joseph reveals his identity with tears and compassion.
Ko Jožef razkrije svojo identiteto, to naredi s sočutjem.
He didn't want his brothers to be afraid of him,
On ni želel, da bi se ga njegovi bratje bali
so that he would have some more control over them.
in da bi posledično on imel več nadzora nad njimi.
Once God has forgiven us,
Ko je Bog odpustil nam,
he doesn't want us to be afraid of him.
on noče, da se mi bojimo njega.
You know, sometimes we will be in close contact with people who have hurt us badly.
Včasih se bomo imeli bližnje srečanje z nekom, ki nas je res hudo prizadel.
We shouldn't use those situations to intimidate them.
In teh situacij ne smemo izrabljati, da bi se nas bali.
Thirdly,
Tretjič,
we want them to forgive themselves and not feel guilty.
želimo, da odpustijo sami sebi in da se ne počutijo krivih.
Joseph comforted his brothers several times
Jožef je večkrat tolažil svoje brate,
by acknowledging that God had sent him ahead of them.
ko je prepoznal, da ga je Bog poslal pred njimi.
This was God's way of solving a future problem.
To je bil Božji način, kako bo reševal prihodnji problem.
You know, sometimes we're tempted to say,
Včasih smo skušani, da bi rekli,
I forgive you, brother.
odpuščam ti, brat,
Don't do it again.
ampak tega nikoli več ne naredi.
Keep that little bit of intimidation going. Keep that little bit of guilt going.
Tako da še vedno držimo malo strašenja oziroma malo krivde v
No,
njih.
when we forgive, we forgive.
Ne, ko odpustimo, odpustimo.
Fourthly, we let them save face.
Četrtič, dovolimo jim, da ohranijo svoje dobro ime.
Joseph allowed his brothers to save face.
Jožef je svojim bratom dopustil, da ohranjajo svoje dobro
He
ime.
said, it is God who did this.
Rekel je, Bog je to naredil.
God sent me ahead of you.
Bog me je poslal pred vami.
You didn't sell me. God sent me ahead of you.
Niste vi tisti, ki ste me prodali, ampak me je Bog poslal pred vami.
Fifth way we know we have forgiven.
Petič, kako vemo, da smo odpustili?
We will protect them from their greatest fear.
Ščitili jih bomo pred njihovim največjim strahom.
When Joseph revealed himself to his brothers,
Ko se Jožef razkrije svojim bratom,
what do you think was their greatest fear?
kaj mislite, da je bil njihov največji strah?
What were they most afraid of?
Česa so se najbolj bali?
Oh no,
O ne,
now we're going to have to tell Dad.
zdaj moramo pa očiju
And what
povedati.
is Dad going to say?
In kaj bo oči rekel?
Look what Joseph says. Look in verses in chapter 45
Če pogledamo 45. poglavje,
and verses 9 through 13.
vrstice 9 do
He
13,
said, hurry up and go to my father
pravi, pojdite hitro k mojemu očetu
and say to him,
in mu recite,
thus says your son Joseph,
tako govori tvoj sin Jožef,
God has made me.
Bog me je postavil.
Isn't that a graceful way that Joseph puts the words into his brother's mouth?
Ali ni to čudovit način, kako Jožef postavlja svoje besede v usta bratov?
He rescues his brothers
Reši svoje brate
from their greatest fear
pred njihovim največjim
by
strahom,
telling them what to say.
tako da jim pove, kaj naj oni rečejo.
It's an incredible act of kindness and love and forgiveness.
In to je res neverjetno dejanje ljubeznivosti in naklonjenosti in odpuščanja.
You know, it means, oh, your problem, buddy. You're going to take care of yourself.
Lahko bi rekel, ej, stari, to je tvoj
You're going to
problem,
have to
ti boš
explain that
poskrbel
yourself.
zase. Ti sam razloži, kaj se je zgodilo.
Yeah. You're going to have to explain that.
Ti boš moral to razložiti.
That's not forgiveness.
To pa ni odpuščanje.
Because when we totally forgive,
Namreč, ko povsem
we
odpustimo,
hide the shame of our brother.
pokrijemo sram svojega brata ali sestre.
Sixth,
Šestič,
this is a lifelong commitment.
to je doživljenjska predanost.
Notice what Joseph had done for his brothers
Opazimo, kaj je Jožef naredil za svoje brate.
when his father was alive.
Ko je bil njihov oče še živ,
Still held good 17 years later
dobrih 17 let kasneje,
when his father died.
ko je njihov oče umrl,
He didn't forgive and then take back.
Jožef ni odpustil in potem vzel odpuščanja nazaj.
And finally,
In na vse zadnje,
we know we're forgiven
vemo, da smo odpustili,
when we pray for them
ko molimo za njih,
to be blessed.
naj bodo blagoslovljeni.
It is one thing to let people off the hook,
Ena stvar je, da ljudi pustimo, da jih osvobodimo,
but it is another thing to bless
Druga stvar pa je, da jih blagoslavljamo.
I believe, brothers and sisters,
Bratje in sestre, jaz verjamem,
that we all have a work to do
da moramo mi vsi še nekaj dela opraviti,
when it comes to totally forgiving people.
ko pride do popolnega odpuščanja drugim.
I just have two questions, really.
Imam le dve vprašanji.
What are you thankful for? What are the blessings in your life?
Zakaj ste hvaležni? Kakšni so blagoslovi v vašem življenju?
And who do you need to forgive?
In komu morate odpustiti?
Now, obviously, we don't need to discuss who we need to forgive. We just need to do the work with God.
Ni nam treba razpravljati o tem, komu moramo odpustiti, ampak moramo to počistiti med sabo in Bogom.
But if you're really struggling,
Če pa se resnično
and it's
borite s
been
tem
a hurt that's gone on for some time,
in če že nekaj časa trpite,
I do encourage that you write it down.
vas spodbujam, da to zapišete,
You choose and you say, Lord, help me forgive.
da izberete, se odločite in rečete, Bog ti mi pomaga odpustiti.
Write some of these scriptures down
Zapišite si nekaj vrstic
and start choosing daily
in vsak dan izberite,
to put that away.
da boste to postavili na stran.
Every time it comes back,
Vsakeč, ko se vrne,
choose again, put it away.
se ponovno odločite in
Write it in
postavite
your
to na
diary.
stran. Zapišite si to v svoj dnevnik.
On the 8th of December,
8. decembra
I forgave that person.
sem tej osebi odpustil
I'm not going to take it up again.
in tega ne bom ponovno pobral.
If you do that,
Če to naredite,
maybe the feelings that may not go away straight away,
morda vaši občutki ne bodo tako izginili,
but over time,
ampak s časoma
you will see freedom come to your heart.
boste videli, kako svoboda prihaja v vaša
And over
srca.
time,
In s časoma
feelings will be released.
se bodo sprostili tudi občutki.
Maybe it doesn't mean that you're going to be best buddies again,
To morda ne pomeni, da boste ponovno najboljši prijatelji,
but when you're in their company,
ampak ko ste v njihovi družbi,
you want,
ne boste v krču.
Amen. Can we do that?
Lahko to naredimo?
So talk about your blessings,
Govorite torej o svojih blagoslovih.
and your homework is to forgive that person you haven't forgiven.
Domača naloga pa je, da odpustite tej osebi, kateri še niste odpustili. Amen.